Yes, guys, we are back. Hello and happy Sunday to all of you. This is the show where we analyze all of the games just gone. We look at the average position, the shot maps, the heat maps. We look at the substitutions from managers and we plan ahead our FPL teams whilst reviewing the 7 games just gone on Saturday. And it was a big one. Loads of the teams in action on Saturday off the back of the international break ahead of a European round of fixtures. So we got loads to get through. Do not go anywhere this morning. Had a few tech issues, but I'm pleased to say we are back and we get to discuss all the good stuff. Hi to everyone in the chat. Get your comments in. Small green arrow from FPL Mackham, loving that. We've got double Arsenal to go. Let me know what points you're on. Let me know how many players you've got to go. I will flash up your comments. And the reason we hesitated this morning and we did a stream and then we cancelled it and we're back was because I couldn't show your comments. And for those watching live, the show is very much about you and your contributions. And to not be able to show your comments is just the reason I do it live, right? Otherwise, I just do a pre-record. So I have gone through a lot of stress to get back on. So hopefully everyone that was watching, the 300 odd, can find this stream. To help them find it, guys, it would massively boost the algorithm if you just hit the like button. I've deleted the old stream, but like and subscribe if you can as well. I'd appreciate that. And hello to everyone watching on catch up. If you want to go game by game, you can skip forward the next 5 minutes and I will go game by game and I will timestamp it after the show. We're recording this 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. We are back. Before we get started, give us the team that you're keen to hear most about this morning. What's a team that played yesterday that you're interested in from the analysis of that match or of that team? So, for example, for me and my team, I'm really interested in Brentford. I'll tell you why later. Game week 13 is on my radar. So Liverpool, yeah, a lot on Liverpool. Newcastle, Chelsea did so well. Nottingham Forest, 3-0. Do we need to start looking at Forest defenders? I'm going to show you a fixture ticker. I think we probably do. Sean Dyche defenders, always a good bet. Bournemouth, wait till I show you the XG of Bournemouth. Through the roof. They absolutely deserved to win that football game, and they obviously got the draw. Let's hear about the disaster that was Liverpool. Yeah, Brighton and Brentford. Yeah, absolutely. Tony's in the house. Palace keep doing Palace things. They were poor yesterday until the last 20 minutes, and then they were really good. But look, should we get cracking? I think we should start. Yeah, let's start here and just go through some of the headlines from the Scout members area. So look, in terms of like some of the numbers, we saw Szoboszlai again with all the good underlyings, high amount of crosses, Salah 7 crosses, but they're not doing much off these crosses as we'll look at later. We saw XG really high for Thiago. 2 of them are pens, right? So 0.78 is a penalty. So around 1.5 XG from Thiago was the 2 penalties. But Erling Haaland, no penalty, but if you backed Haaland with the armband, looking at these numbers, knowing there was 3 penalty calls, any of them could have been given as a pen. I think one of them should have been a pen. I think the handball was definitely a pen. But 1.54 XG, when Haaland clocks 1.54 XG, there's always a return. Not this time. So we're probably a tad unlucky, but never mind. I'm happy with the decision. Harvey Barnes did so well. He missed a big chance, but he scored. Tavernier as well. He had the pen. And Raul Jimenez, 0.96. Yeah, we're going to talk about Forest fullbacks. I'll get to that. Expected assists. Wolfer at Wolves is loads of fun. And I'm guessing the new manager is going to start him. Didn't get enough starts earlier on this season. He's a really good player. Doku as well. One to look out for next week when City play Leeds. If you're on free hit, I've got a poll running. Are you on free hit game week 13? Get voting. I am, guys. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. Excuse me. Sorry. Right. I'm having breakfast. Sorry. Szoboszlai, all the good underlyings. And then big chances created. Chukwueze, Senesi created 2 big chances and got an assist. We don't own Senesi for clean sheets, do we? No. Or Defcon. No. We own him for the assists. Yeah. Didn't see that one coming. O'Reilly almost assisted Haaland. Quite right. Haaland should have scored that straight at Pope. Jacob Murphy really caught the eye again. Minton is discussing, and Minter is the shining light in my team. I don't want to make this stream ever about my team, so I'm just going to flash it up very quickly. But Defcon again. Murillo, is he back? Forest defenders, clean sheets and Defcon. That could be tasty. And Andre of Wolves is one of the biggest DEFCON beasts in the game. Always hits it pretty much. But yeah, Minter was the one in my team that stood out. 8% owned at my rank, 11 points. I've had Minter since I wildcarded in Gameweek 7, but the returns are coming and he looked really good. He's definitely Brighton's best player in terms of attack as things stand. The fixture ticker is one we'll analyse. This goes up to AFCON, Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Forest top. I think Forest need a bit more respect now. Brighton at home, definitely clean sheetable. Wolves, definitely clean sheetable. Everton away, these are clean sheet possibilities. They've just gone to Anfield and got a clean sheet. And then Tottenham at home again looks good for clean sheet chances. I wonder if we're sleeping on Forest defence. I really do. We'll talk about them in a bit more detail later. I think Munoz saved a lot of people. Fair play if you had Munoz. All the points for him yesterday. But look, let's get started with it game by game. Before we do it, I want to play my favourite game. The part of the reason why I did it so you guys can put comments in. Where in the world are you watching from? It's just interesting for me to see, but hopefully for you guys too. Yeah, a bit dubious second assist, but that's how it works with the assist. It was a shot, blocked, fell to someone who scored. Where in the world are you watching? Give me a city, give me a country, give me a city or a place name, destination, and I'll try and guess the country. Toronto, Canada, Tokyo, Japan, Finland, Bangalore, India, Scots was in Lincoln, England, Isle of Wight. We can all play this. Blackburn, England, yeah. Nairobi in Kenya. Give me cities if you can, guys. Brummie in Dublin 25 years ago. Love that. Bracknell, England, yeah. Oh, here we go. Nepal in the house. Mumbai. Nepal, that is the only flag in the world that's not a square or a rectangle, I think. Bergen. I've been to Bergen. Wellington. Taipei. Wow. I don't know if we've ever had anyone watching from Taipei. Where is Zumza at? Zumzazet. Sounds South Africa? Don't know. Cape Town is South Africa. Lombok, Indonesia. I've also been to Lombok randomly. Yeah. I used to work on cruise ships. So Bergen and Lombok were both cruise ship stops. Essex, Sofia in Bulgaria. Love that. Stirling in Scotland. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Shall we crack on? Where do you want to start? I feel like the big headline. Jamaica didn't qualify for the World Cup. Steve McLaren sacked. Kampala, wow. Right. Where do we go? Big headline for me is Salah blanking again, but Haaland blanking too. So let's just go to Haaland, get it over and done with, shall we? The pain for us captainers. We need to talk about Forest, some good fixtures coming up. Let's talk only about Newcastle City now, and then when we get to Forest, we'll talk Forest and so on. So keep your comments now if you can in the chat, if you want me to bring them up on the fixture we're on. Okay, I would love that. No umbrellas in this World Cup. The Wally and the Brolly McLaren is famous for, as England didn't qualify. Was it for, can't remember, 2008 or something? Guys, I would love it if you want to support by, if you're watching on catch up, commenting. But if you want to help the algorithm, the likes are welcome, the subscribes are welcome. Thank you so much. But also, I will give away 5 channel memberships today to 5 subscribers. Loads of extra content for channel members. Right. We'd love some Forest review. Yeah, Little Miss FPL. Good, fair point. Okay. XG was similar. They went in at half-time at 0-0, and I don't know how. At 45 minutes played, both teams are clocked 1.5 XG. We could have had a couple of penalties. We saw big chances missed from Harvey Barnes, from Erling Haaland. It was a really good football match. And this showed me, again, that the Man City attack is really fun. The Man City attack is great fun, but the Man City defence is vulnerable. And I know there was a lot of hype about O'Reilly. I don't think we're going to get clean sheets, but I don't think we're going to get Arsenal level of clean sheets here. I don't think they're up there with even. I think Chelsea will match them for clean sheets. But the Man City attack, if we're looking ahead, we want Man City attackers for Leeds because Foden looked good. I know he missed a big chance. We're going to talk about Foden in a minute. But Haaland, Foden, Doku, all very possible free hit punts. And Newcastle, for the time being, look, we're probably not buying Newcastle. They have got good fixtures, but Everton, Tottenham isn't the easiest. And Burnley, Sunderland, maybe in 15, there's a Newcastle punt or two. Lewis Hall and Livramento, both back. Foden on free hit, same as O'Reilly. Yeah, I could very easily go O'Reilly on free hit. Absolutely. So look, yesterday, 17 shots. for Man City. They don't rely on set pieces. Like, look at Newcastle there. The set piece XG is over 1. So half their XG is from set pieces. Man City are all about open play. So you can consider the guys that benefit from open play. The likes of a Doku, right? The likes of a Foden. They do create big chances. And Man City attack is looking much better this season than it did last. So when we look at how they lined up, Doku feels nailed at the minute. He's getting the nod literally every game. Foden as well was really interesting when they made their substitutions. Let me show you this. They made a triple sub. I was watching the game and thought, this is going to be interesting. What attacking subs does Pep make? They're chasing the game. 77 minutes gone. Bernardo comes off. Doku comes off and Cherki comes off. So the three of the 4 behind Haaland come off. The one that stayed on until the 87th minute was Foden. Just gives you a little insight into pecking order. Not always the case because it's game state, opposition dependent, international break dependent, i.e. who's in the red zone, who needs to be rested. But the fact that Foden stayed on when Bilva, Doku, Cherki just gives you a little inkling into pecking order. So if we're thinking next week and you want a really safe bet for free hit, because obviously with Pep, you're always nervous, aren't you? Like if I put Cherki in on free hit and don't get a team leak, I'm going to be sweating if he starts or not. Maybe Doku, but I think I'd feel confident. But Phil Foden, guys, in terms of Premier League starts, he started every game since game week 4. Phil Foden feels the most reliable. I think I'm going Foden, Haaland, and probably O'Reilly. Let's see what minutes they get in the Champions League. Remember, they play Leverkusen in the Champions League. So all eyes still on Man City. Notice that Bernardo Silva played quite deep with Nico Gonzalez. Often we see 2 number 8-10 hybrids. You see one holder, and then you see a Foden and a Reinders, or a Foden and a Bilva, or a Foden and a Cherki supporting Haaland. But because the Newcastle midfield is so good and so dominant often, it's actually quite difficult to have 2 8-10s when you don't have the power in the middle or the dominance in the middle. And Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton, who came so deep yesterday. Like Joe Linton was the deepest of the 3. He was so good in the duel. It's really difficult to have like that space between the lines. And that's what Foden and Bernardo Silva love. And Joe Linton covered that space so well. Emma, thank you very much. Really appreciate your comments. So look, Man City couldn't do Man City things yesterday. We usually see the attacking midfielders have a much higher average position. You always see them playing in the opponent's half, but just over the halfway line yesterday. Usually it's on the edge of the 18-yard box and they're camped. Newcastle, pretty good value. And Newcastle at home are good. And all those that went against Haaland captain with that in mind, fair play. The fullbacks of Newcastle played really well. And Key said, I said Newcastle mids with Buddy City. And I was surprised he went with Bernardo in there. I thought he might go for Reinders, who's a little bit more combative than Bernardo Silva. Obviously, Rodri's out. And Nico Gonzalez is playing really well in the defensive. Foden's playing well. Points are coming. I'm pretty sure I'm going there on free hit. Newcastle, yeah, let's just note the fullbacks are back. Lewis Hall really high, often the outlet down the left. Barnes as well. The left of Newcastle is always fun. Whether it's Barnes or Gordon, a lot goes down there. And Lewis Hall back in the team. Yeah, we want to see that. Trippier not involved. Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall definitely now become stronger options. And in terms of prices, if you're wondering, with Newcastle defenders, obviously these guys have been injured. So with that in mind, you get a nice little bit of, you get lower ownership. And you get a price drop. So Livramento started the season, I think, at 5. He's now 4.9. Lewis Hall did actually start the season. I'm guessing he started at 5.5. He did. He's dropped down to 5.2. So 4.9 Livramento, 5.2 Hall. They're not cheap, but they are going to keep clean sheets. Malik Chow is 4.9. Played really well against Haaland yesterday. And we can see Malik Chow there alongside Fabian Schär. Good centre-back partnership. Yeah, Serie A bias with Reinders, maybe. It's just catching Foden's purple patch and maybe just catching Foden's one-off game. And I fancy that for free hit in game week 13. So look, guys, Walter played well. I think you can hold him if you've got him. Maliki on a 5k green arrow. Forgive the Haaland blanking. I think what we saw yesterday was just a really good football match with 2 good teams that have got loads of good FPL options. To summarise, you keep your Newcastle players like Walter but you can look at buying a Newcastle defender. There's good fixtures to come. And Man City, do you go triple attack or do you go if you're on free hit? And 40% of you are on free hit next week. That's a liar. That 40%, you're going to want Triple City against Leeds at home. Let's see what minutes they will get versus Leverkusen before we commit. Yeah, I am just a Foden guy, but he's not in my team. And Ruben Diaz is a great safety pick. He's always in the team, as is Gvardiol. Let's move on then, away from that one. Good football match. Oh, no, can't move on. Haven't done the bonus and the defensive contributions. Man City players, none of them getting DEFCON. Doku getting the closest there with 10 from the midfield. Gvardiol 6, the best performing defender. And then, Cher and Joel Linton and Tonali and Malik Chow all getting them. Bonus goes to Barnes and Bruno G and Cherky with all attacking involvements. Cherky only got 1 assist, but he got bonus points. Worth noting, when Cherky does get an attacking return, he will get bonus because he's so good at all the underlines. He gets the creative stuff. Right, let's move on. Wolves versus Palace was an interesting one because it was a proper level football match, yet you see the scoreline and think it was probably quite dominant at 2-0. It wasn't. Palace were poor. Wolves were all right, but Palace do what Palace do. And they somehow just managed to shut teams out and then score either late in the game or on the counter-attack. And it was goals late in the game. Fair play. Fair play. Comments on Palace, guys. How did Mateta not score? There should have been a penalty for Salah as well. I don't know how that wasn't given. It was clearly in the box. VAR didn't give it. Didn't say it was a clear and obvious error when it clearly was because it was in the box. It would have been a Salah assist, probably a Mateta goal. Really disappointing if you own both. And there are managers out there that are getting itchy feet on Salah. All I'd say about Salah is every time he plays non-Premier League football, he seems to get goals and assists. They are coming. Goals and assists are coming for him. Every time he plays EFL or every time he plays in Europe, he gets the points. They're coming in the Premier League. I'd say keep the faith. When we look at the Palace fixtures, I don't think you want to be selling Ismail Assar ahead of Man United at home's a fine fixture, but then Burnley and Fulham away are good. Like Palace are good away. Palace are really good away. As we saw yesterday, I think it often suits Palace to play away because often when you're the away team, you have slightly lower possession. And Palace love playing on the counter-attack. They're a team set up to counter. They did produce 10 shots yesterday. They don't have huge reliance on set pieces. You could argue Wolves slightly higher, but not a huge amount of big chances for Palace. But they get their 10 goals. And they've got good finishers. And this is clear identity. We always see this from Palace. By the way, the 3 centre-backs all get the clean sheet points, all quite close to DEFCON. They all got between 7 and 9. You need 10, remember, to get DEFCON. Lacroix got it, and it was taken off him. Love Mateta's high shorts. He got a 59-minute sub. The wing-backs are always high and wide. Kamada's playing so well in the middle with Wharton, who is the heartbeat of the team. And Yeremy Pino was pretty high yesterday. We often see Pino behind Mateta and Sarr. Yesterday, he wasn't. And Yeremy Pino's so interesting because he's a much cheaper route to the Palace attack. And we know he's really good at all the creative stuff. And he's got a shot on him. What a goal. 5.8 million, 0.2% owned. Just want to give a little shout out to him. Is Munoz essential? No. Is having one of the Crystal Palace defenders essential? Probably, because they keep a lot of clean sheets and they have a really good chance of DEFCON as well. So if you want to go budget to Chris Richards, I think he was on 7 DEFCONs at half time. I think he ended on 8 or 9. You got close, and he's had a lot of DEFCON this season. Munoz is amazing, though, in the pick of the bunch, if you can get there. Mateta, I'm getting rid with AFCON transfers, and I think a lot will do that. Maliki, captain Mateta, gutted for you there, mate. I did think of you when that happened. Might as well keep Sarr to AFCON. I'm with you. The best free hit week is 13, I think, but in free hit 13, you're probably taking your Palace and your Man United players out. That's risky, because they play each other, and that could be a 3-3. 2 good teams. Having Munoz, thankfully, seems to be the best Palace at the moment. He is. He's effectively a forward, isn't he? Plays so high. He's a winger. Great goal from Pino. It really was. Munoz and Richards to way forward. Do you double up? Maybe you do. All I'd say about Palace is, whilst they're keeping clean sheets, they are conceding XG. Like 1.64 XGC isn't great. Yet they keep doing this. They concede, like, their expected defensive numbers are pretty mediocre, but their clean sheets are really high. So at the moment, they're doing a good job, but they've got a very good keeper and they've got 3 very good centre backs that get a lot of blocks in. We all hate Al Mateta didn't score, and he shouldn't have had a penalty. He should have had a penalty, but it is what it is. Palace, we like very much. Fixtures are good. Wolves are a swerve, of course they are. We're not looking at Wolves, are we? Like Strand Larsen could have had a tap in; it was taken off his toes. They're in real trouble. They're really going to struggle to survive now. They need to be getting results against teams like Palace at home. Yeah, minutes managed for Mateta. Just watch how many minutes he gets in Europe. Yeah, I think Richards. I don't think Richards is out. A few comments in the chat saying Richards possible injury. Just looking at it yesterday in terms of minutes, Richards. He did come off at 83 minutes, and there was reports that he crashed into one of the advertising boards. Let's just see where we go with that. Let's keep an eye on his minutes, Richards, in Europe. They got a European fixture, which is great. You obviously don't want Richards injured, but again, if you're on free hit, game week 13, he comes out your team anyway. And then game week 14, you expect him back. But keep your eyes on it. I do expect Palace to hit a wall at some point. Too many fixtures, not enough rotation in the squad. But at the moment, we're not seeing that. It might be February. It might be March. Let's keep our eyes on Palace minutes, though, because at some point they're going to look tired. Haven't seen it yet, though. Emma Parkin, thank you so much. 134 likes. Keep going. Let's get to 200. Oh, I reckon we can do that, Emma. Come on. Let's do it. I'd love to get to 35,800 subs as well. We need 55 more subscribers today to get to a nice round number. So help me out, guys, if you want to hit that subs. Remember, Manoz is on 4 yellows. I don't stress too much about players on 4 yellows. Like, you're going to miss one game. As long as you've got a good bench, there's a good chance they'll use that game to rest that player anyway. Therefore, you're good for starts either side of it. Going into the Christmas fixture, there's a lot of players that will miss a game anyway from just being in the red zone, needing a rest. So they'll use the yellow card suspension for the likes of Manoz and go, it's fine, you just take the game. You're hoping it's not on a big game, though. An easy fixture. So we've done Wolves and Palace, and just to summarise, Andre's so good at DEFCON, gets it all the time, but you're not buying him. Wharton there, so close. Jeremy, so close. Manoz, Laquan, Richards, also close. No DEFCON there, but, close, and Palace are really good at DEFCON, certainly the centre-backs. Let's do Brighton and Brentford, because there's low-key some very good, very, very, very good assets from both teams here. How many of you own a Brighton or Brentford player? How many players did you have in this fixture yesterday? Give me a number in the chat. Did you have 0, 1, 2, or 3? I only had... How many in your starting 11 did you have from this fixture? There's going to be loads of zeros, which I think is a mistake. I think we are overlooking Brighton, and I think we are overlooking Brentford. How many players did you have in this fixture? Thiago only, Welbeck, 1s, 2s, Zilch. There's a lot of zeros. And I think those zeros need changing. I think we need to react to this. 2 very good teams. 0, but hopefully 2 next week. Next week, guys, on free hit, I'm definitely having 2 Brentford. 0, Thiago coming in. Yeah, good time to buy Thiago. He's missed his penalty now. Loads of zeros, guys. Minter. How many of you had Minter? He's only 8% owned at my rank. I reckon only probably 10 of you watching have him. Minter needs our respect. Like, we'll talk about Minter. We'll talk about Thiago especially. Let me just give you a shout out to the fixtures coming forward for both teams. Brighton have middling fixtures. They go to Forest, Villa, West Ham, Liverpool. It's fine, but they are a team that will score against anyone. Now, Brentford are interesting because the big free hit windows are 13 home to Burnley and 16 home to Leeds. I'm free hitting 13 and I'm probably buying Thiago by 16. Arsenal, Tottenham away is tough. They'll probably still score in those games because they just tend to. But really interesting, those 2 teams. I think we need to start buying. I think we need to start buying Minter and Thiago and maybe Coyote, maybe Welbeck. So look, Brentford were the better team yesterday. They go to teams and cause problems. I think we all thought pre-season Brentford could go down. Absolutely not. Like, it's the same as under Thomas Frank. Brentford might have lost their best two players in Mbeumo and Visser, but they've kept someone from within their coaching team to manage them. Keith Andrews was part of Thomas Frank's team. Now, with that in mind, it's a very similar identity. It's back to front quickly. It's direct and it's big chance Brentford. And that's what they do. How many shots did Brentford have yesterday? 10, but 2 of them were massive chances. Admittedly, 1 was a penalty. Look at the set piece reliance. Open play Brentford, the penalty counts as a set piece, of course. Open play XG, 0.15 for Brentford. Set piece XG, 1.98. Wow. So who are the biggest beneficiaries from set pieces? Well, Thiago, absolutely. Damsgaard takes a lot of them. And then you can look at the centre-backs too, but Coyote too. Remember, long throws are set pieces. Coyote takes them. Coyote takes them. Brighton, they're neat and they're tidy and they're pretty, but they don't create big chances. Look at this. 14 shots, all little scattergun ones. The beauty of Brighton is they've got quality finishers in Minter and a very quality finisher in Welbeck. And with that in mind, Welbeck can score low XG. I mean, what a finish it was for the Welbeck goal, by the way. You can rely on overperformance if you've got enough good finishers and you're creating enough small chances. But yeah, you want to be getting more big chances there. Will Welbeck continue his form? Probably. He looks really good. He'll miss a game over the festive period because he'll need to, because we know his fitness concerns and his injury worries. But yeah, when he's fit, he's very, very good. Brentford have a way of getting penalties. They just do, because they're so direct. Let's have a look at their average positioning, right? Brentford go from back to front real quick, and they're not that compact. When you see Man City's average position map, you see a real compact team. They're all on top of each other, right? When you see a Brentford, they're anything but. They're stretched. And Kelleher and Collins and Vandenberg will go long. Coyote here, most XG chain from the right back. Interesting. Kevin Schade receiving a lot of progressive passes, but Damsgaard, Dango, and Igor Thiago are all really, really advanced and really, really attractive buys. Scouting Brentford from this week is so, so important, because next week, it's a really good fixture, Burnley at home. So whether you're buying them for your team or you're free hitting or you're wildcarding, you want Brentford. And straight away, Igor Thiago is the obvious one, but I need Coyote in my life. I think Coyote's brilliant. Collins is a good asset who's great for DEFCON 2. We'll look at the DEFCON numbers in a sec. Brighton, I want to give a shout out to someone that's now getting minutes at Brighton, and that is Diego Gomez. He's in the team. He's a very good finisher, Gomez. He was deep yesterday. Kadioglu played on the left, we from the right. We saw Ayari and Gomez in the middle, Welbeck up top with Minter. And then we see Jorginho Rutter. The Brazilian playmaker is a 10, but really advanced as well. And I thought he should have won a penalty. I thought it was a pen. So let's keep all this in mind. Looks like Thiago might be getting another price rise tomorrow. Yeah, he'll be going up in price. You know, 2 pens. Phenomenal value. Van Heck, by the way, low-key good as well. When we look at the DEFCON, Weaver, DEFCON beast. Shame he's listed as a midfielder. He plays right back. Ayari got DEFCON. And then in defence for Brentford, Vandenberg's good for DEFCON 2. And look at Dango, Schade and Thiago. They all need 12, so they missed out. 3 attacking players there. This is how hard they're working. If this shows you that you've got like the backing of the managers, like they're investing into the manager's style of play, proof is in the pudding when your 3 forwards are all hitting that DEFCON. They're working that hard. They like this manager. They are playing for him. Spirits are high. Brentford are flying. I like these teams. Brentford might have lost a football match, but they're definitely a team we can invest in. Minter with 3 bonus, and he was clear with the 3 bonus, 39 BPS. Look at Minter's average position map. The most advanced player on the right-hand side. Hinselwood, not guaranteed to start every week. Don't go there. Minter's the buy. And he's still cheap, guys. Like, Minter is 6.1. The fixtures are there for him. Really good. But I'd say Minter is the best buy in the 5.5 to 6.5 band at the moment. Get on him. Guys, thank you so much for watching. 771 of you in. That is really, really cool. Thank you. I'm going to give away 5 channel memberships today as well. So reminder, if you're in the chat and you've subscribed, you can win a channel membership. All you got to do is like, subscribe, and comment, and you can win a membership. And I'll give you a nod when I hit the button. What 3 City will have on free hit? Well, I'll mention that in my free hit video, which will be out Monday morning. But it's looking like Foden, O'Reilly, and Haaland for me. Yeah, there's a lot of price rises. You're right. If you're free hitting 16, though, think of all the price rises we'll get in 16 because everyone's going to get 5 free transfers. So actually, free hit 13 over 16 for me. Thank you, guys. Sorry, I'm just eating my breakfast. You said 5 weeks ago to get Minter, and I got him. Very happy. Oh, mate, thank you. I don't want to tell you guys who to pick, but I was quite big on him when I wildcarded in game week 7, and it's been a good move. I'm not smashing it this season by any stretch, but Minter in the last 4 weeks has had a 5, a 9, a 3, and an 11. Like, what's that? 25, 28 points in 4 weeks. 7-point average in 4 weeks. 7 pointers from your 6 million midfielder. Yeah, you're very happy. Ha, that is Hugh. I'm on strawberries and cream this morning, mate. Yeah. Every morning. Sorry, Gary Neville in a bottle. Sorry, but it's my breakfast. Love a membership. Yeah, you can win a membership today, mate. Yeah, you can win a membership. Right, Minter saved my week. He saved mine too, mate. Let's move on and let's go to Chelsea, shall we? I thought we were gonna slip up yesterday. I thought it was gonna be a Chelsea-Burnley draw, but good finishing. Not many chances in the football match. Burnley never really look like scoring. When they do, it's smash and grabs. They don't create XG, Burnley, against anyone really. But Chelsea looked good performance, solid. This is a fixture Chelsea can slip up on, and they didn't. They have been of late. Sold Enzo, damn. A few of you had Enzo though, right? I feel like Enzo was sold by a few, but still in a ton of teams. In terms of midfield ownership there for Chelsea, because Pedro Neto is popular too. Obviously, Pedro Neto got the goal, but got a yellow card. He's 6.5%. Guys, guess what ownership Enzo was at yesterday? Put a number in the comments and I'll let you know. Let's see who gets closest. How highly owned was Enzo? No cheating. But yeah, look. This is where we go. 15 shots. Chelsea good. And Burnley just can't create big chances. 25%, 15, 11, 5, 17, 16. I think he probably dropped. I think he did have quite a few sellers, Enzo. I think he was probably 15, 16%. But yeah, the answer is 13.4%. Enzo, finally some points. And you deserve them, guys. Enzo played actually a little bit deeper than we've been seeing. But late in the game, he's got that engine. Well paid for ditching João Pedro. I think that was a perfectly fine sell. Because there was no Caicedo, Enzo had to play deep alongside Andre Santos, who was very deep. But I love this Chelsea pass map. Tosin coming in is great for distribution out the back. Tosin's one of our best centre-back passers, and Tosin is key to that strategy of like playing out from the back. So Tosin came in from Fofana. He played alongside Chalobah, James inverted, Cucurella inverted, and we saw this reliance on the wide forwards. Whether it's Gittins or Garnacho, whether it's Pedro Neto or Esteval, the wide forwards at Chelsea are loads of fun. They don't have to defend much. They're the creative outlets. They're going to get points. And Pedro Neto, I've said it all season. I said it pre-season. Pedro Neto is Chelsea's best wide forward. At the moment, Maresca loves him. He takes instruction really well. Unfortunately, you want to play Pedro Neto and Esteval, but they're both best on the right-hand side. And Pedro Neto gets the nod. He was great in the Club World Cup. I thought he was Chelsea's best player. And he's a really good FPL option. He gets goals. We saw it at Wolves, right? When Pedro Neto's fit, he gets goals. He should be on your radar. Enzo's still absolutely holdable. The Chelsea fixtures now, like, not as good, but they're fine. Like, I know they're bottom of the ticker there, but that's because of the Arsenal game. You take Arsenal out and they're much higher. Leeds, Bournemouth, Everton. It's away trips to Leeds and Bournemouth, but we just saw them away to Burnley 2-0. You will get lots of clean sheets, I think, from Chelsea. I think Sanchez is a very good keeper to own. Esteval, yeah, almost came on, but yeah, like Neto's, people do sleep on him. You're quite right. I think we sleep on Chelsea attackers in general just because of fear of rotation too. Look, I don't know if I'll be buying a Chelsea attacker straight away, but I think they're perfectly good buys. They're just not where I'm going with my transfers. But good buys, Pedro and Enzo for sure. And I think Delap's going to become a good buy. Now, I also want to talk about Mark Guiu because he got the assist yesterday. But I just want to note, Mark Guiu came on in the 76th minute. Chelsea is short of number 9s. Delap can't play every minute. And João Pedro's better as a 10. And with Cole Palmer injured, João Pedro's going to be playing 10. So Mark Guiu's going to get, I think, a start over the festive period. Let me tell you which one I think he gets. Right. Chelsea play Arsenal this weekend. They then play Champions League, Barcelona. They then play Leeds next weekend. 3 games in a week. I fancy Delap and João Pedro to probably start all of them, but get reduced minutes in them. By the time hang on. Let me just get my dates right. Yeah, sorry. Right. By the time Leeds, I was right originally. By the time the Leeds fixture comes around for Chelsea, they would have played Burnley, Barcelona, Arsenal in a week. Can Delap and João Pedro then play away at Leeds? Or what does Maresca do when he goes to the smaller clubs or even away from home? We saw it with Burnley. He's okay dropping in a player or two that isn't in the first choice 11. We saw it yesterday. Andre Santos, we didn't expect him to start. He started. Gittins, we didn't expect him to start. He started. I'd put money on it that Mark Guiu starts away to Leeds. And if Mark Guiu starts away to Leeds, you put him in your 11. How do you guys feel about that? I know loads of you got him benched. Mark Guiu away to Leeds. Unless he does start randomly against Arsenal or Barcelona, don't see it. Mark Guiu away to Leeds. I think you put him in your 11. Yeah, some don't. Some disagree. Let's have a look at the minutes of Delap and João Pedro first. But my early thoughts as a punt, and I'll tell you with more accuracy ahead of that fixture, I think he plays versus Leeds. Now, the Leeds fixture comes for Chelsea on the Wednesday the 3rd, on a Wednesday night. But don't forget they play Arsenal on the Sunday, the late kickoff. So Sunday, Wednesday turnaround. And then after the Leeds game, Chelsea, so they play Sunday, Wednesday, and then game week 15, Chelsea play on the Saturday. Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. Guiu either starts Bournemouth or Leeds. Put him in. Don't say this, Gianni. I know. Sorry, guys. I know loads of you have got Guiu. I think he is. He's either starting Bournemouth or Leeds. Put Mark Guiu in. Let's move on from Chelsea. In terms of the points, Defcon, Andre Santos, fair play. Tosin, fair play. Enzo just missing out. And Estev keeps getting him. We know that. Burnley, we're not going to analyse. I don't think anyone's buying Burnley players. Let's go to Fulham, Sunderland. Yeah. I was gutted when I had a clean sheet wipeout for Mukiele. And then I've seen this morning and gone, I deserved it. I know it was a late goal from Jimenez, but come on, you can't seriously say Sunderland deserved a clean sheet there. 2.45 XG. Fulham completely dominant in that football match. 24 shots. And look, Sunderland, they defend so well, but mostly open play XG, 2.29 open play XG. Fulham deserved the win. Jimenez back, Wilson playing well. Wilson got the hat-trick for Wales, don't forget. Josh King still getting the start. We're just not really buying Fulham players, but Anderson has been the best FPL asset at Fulham all season, and Anderson keeps getting the points. Mukiele plays right back, and I usually go, I don't like Mukiele right back. He doesn't get DEFCON. He pretty much got it by 50 minutes in. And most XG chain fall into Mudueki. Very happy still to own him. Has the Black Cat hype ended? No, look, they're just not very good away from home. They're great at home. I still think Sunderland don't see this and sell them. Like, excuse me, home to Bournemouth next up. Quite like that fixture. It's fine. Yeah, Mackham says they battered us. Our resident Sunderland fan there. But look, in terms of DEFCON, Mukiele gets it. Anderson gets it. They're the two popular assets. If you own Anderson, not only did you get DEFCON, you got 2 bonus points. So you get 6 points plus the 2 plus the 2. 10-pointer. Anderson owners. There's so many that have Semenyo in their 11. Anderson first sub, by the way. You're getting a lot of bench jam there, but fair play. Let's move on to Liverpool Forest. For some reason, eyes between the posts, right? You can see all the graphics from between the posts. They're amazing. For some reason, they haven't uploaded Liverpool Forest. So I've got this BBC just to show the momentum and the XG. All Liverpool, but they're on the ropes. They're not playing well, and they're not actually creating big enough chances. Forest, it's what Dyche does. He can go away from home, park the bus, and do smash and grab stuff. And actually, let's give Forest some respect, because they were very, very good yesterday. And I think we need to start looking at Forest defenders. They still go and create XG. It's not like it's a smash and grab where they go and get one goal out of nowhere. They scored 3 and they clocked 1.4 XG at Anfield with 15 shots. Very, very credible there. Nottingham Forest, I love what Dyche is doing. And I think Dyche needs way more respect. He's not just a part of the bus manager. He can actually go and put teams out to express themselves and score goals. And they did yesterday. I want to look at the Forest lineup in more detail because I think we can go and buy Forest players very soon. Szoboszlai played right back, but he inverted loads. He was effectively in midfield, and then we saw Curtis Jones slotting into the right back, often with the ball. Szoboszlai still the best pick at Liverpool. He was central to everything yesterday, Szoboszlai. I genuinely think we can buy him, and I'm genuinely interested in him on free hit, even though he's playing in inverted commas right back. The fixtures are there. They are there. I'm probably still going Mo Salah on free hit, but Szoboszlai 26 BPS with no goal contribution is amazing. Virgil got DEFCON, and Szoboszlai missed out on DEFCON by 1. But let's talk Forest. Murillo, 19 DEFCON. Williams, 18. Anderson, 16. Milenkovic, 13. These guys are going great guns. Fair play to Dyche. Are Nottingham Forest defenders back on the menu? You could argue they're still a little bit more expensive because they start the season so high. But I think they're going to get loads of clean sheets. I think Sells is a good own as well. Let's look at Nottingham Forest, right? The fixtures. Brighton at home, Wolves away, Everton away, Tottenham at home. I fancy 2 clean sheets in the next 4, at least. And with the clean sheets, I fancy bonus points. And with the clean sheets, I fancy DEFCON. This is how they lined up. The fullbacks, when Einer's back, I can't guarantee Savona starts, but he's looking really good. And Nico Williams has been great. And Doi catches the eye. He played Dominguez. This is a proper away from home lineup with Dominguez. Usually you'd have a Callum Hudson-Odoi and Amari Hutchinson, a wide forward that can do a little bit of something. Dominguez is more of your robust midfielder that can go in and play alongside Sangare and Anderson. So he wasn't actually an out-and-out winger yesterday, Dominguez. But look, you go to Anfield, you've got to set up like that. Gibbs White's looking really good, low-key. I'd argue still expensive. And Igor Jesus is getting the starts. I still don't know with Forest if we're going to see like loads of Chris Wood or not under Dyche. Can't work it out. I think Igor Jesus is just doing enough. Like, he got 86 minutes yesterday. Chris Wood's still not on the bench. I should note that. Amari Hutchinson came off the bench as first sub. Looked really good when he came on after the hour mark. But Igor Jesus, given the price point, I think he's going to be a real interesting option when we have transfers in game week 16. Don't know. He's got Brighton at home next, Igor Jesus, and he's so cheap. 5.8 million. The Nottingham Forest fixtures, after the run I've just said, when you get all your transfers, Tottenham at home in game week 16, Fulham away, Man City at home, Everton at home. I mean, we know they're going to be great at home. Don't know. I just like the player. Igor Jesus is on my radar. 5.8 million is cheap. Yeah, let's keep our eye on Wood's injury update. And I can't guarantee, if Igor Jesus keeps scoring goals, when Wood is back fit, Jesus will stay in the team. Bournemouth, West Ham. Wow, no Semenyo. I don't know how Bournemouth were losing this game for so long. How were they losing this game? Well, actually, I can tell you how. When they were losing the game, the XG, look at the plot there. To the first hour was pretty even. And then the last half an hour, wow. They did this against Fulham. Do you remember when Semenyo got that 18-pointer on Friday Night Football back in game week, what was it, 8? Pretty nothing until half-time. And Iraola spoke to the Sky Sports cameras at half-time. And he said, I just need my team to start shooting. And they came out against Fulham and they started shooting loads. And I was like, wow, I reckon Iraola gives the best halftime team talks because the amount of times we see them come out off the back of halftime looking like a different team. Well, look at this XG plot from yesterday. That is one team in the first half. That is a rocket at halftime. Comes across as a nice guy, Iraola. I bet he gave it to them. Look how they came out in the second half. Massive. West Ham collapsed, sure. But look at Bournemouth. They went from 0.5 XG to over 3. They created pretty much 3 XG in a half. That's incredible. Fair play. Fair play. Shots galore, 28. 28. Quite a bit from set pieces, it has to be said. And West Ham, 5 shots, 2 goals. I mean, I love our Bournemouth set up. Krupi Jr. started alongside Evan Ilson. Tavernier played the Semenyo role, and Brooks on the right-hand side is always fun. Diakate, Senesi. Senesi created 2 big chances. Didn't get bonus points, Senesi. Didn't get DEFCON Senesi, but he did get an assist. 5 DEFCON is the lowest I think he's had all season, but he got an assist. We're happy as Senesi owners. And look, West Ham, Wilson's going to keep getting starts. Bowen gets DEFCON. Wow, you don't see that much. Kilman got DEFCON. Todibo got DEFCON. Wan-Bissaka got DEFCON. And you've got DEFCON. The entire West Ham backline got DEFCON. Did Igor? I'm not sure. Yes, he did. All 5 of them got DEFCON. That shows how direct Bournemouth were, right? And when you play Bournemouth, your defenders have a real chance because they go, like when you play Brentford, they go back to front real quick. A lot of long balls, therefore there's a lot of clearances for the defenders. Do note that when you play Bournemouth, DEFCON on the menu. Who's got Bournemouth next? Sunderland. Mukiele all get DEFCON. And he's probably not going to be in my team because I'm on free hit. Damn. That's where we are with West Ham. Let's talk now about, have we done all the games? I think we may have done. Let me show you my team and where I'm at. I've still got Raya to play. I've got Mbermo to play. Guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to give away 5 channel memberships. All you've got to do to win a membership is you've got to hit the like button and you've got to hit the subscribe button. If you do those 2 things and then spam the chat, you can win a membership. Alderete's still out, isn't he, with concussion? I don't think they'll rush him back. They can't. Yeah, I got Raya. I got Mbermo. I got Saka. I'm annoyed on captaincy, but it is what it is. The whole Bournemouth squad, yeah, they get so many pens. Guys, spam the chat and you can win a membership. Yay, we got to 250 likes. Thank you, Emma. Love that. Mukiele is absolutely a baller. We didn't get to 35,800 subs, though, but maybe we'll get there on Catch Up. Guys, thank you for watching on Catch Up. And thank you for tuning into these Sunday debriefs. I did it live so I can interact with you lot. You guys make the show. Fingers crossed for a membership. Spam away. In the next 30 seconds, 5 of you will win a membership. Spam, spam, spam. There'll be memberships get loads of extra content. There'll be videos next week, usually when I'm out and about on the go on my phone. Shorter videos. If you're watching on Catch Up, you can't win a membership, I'm afraid. So do join us live when you can. But appreciate you as always. Right. Good luck. You just got to spam the chat. Write something in the chat and you can win. 40% of you are on free hit next week. My free hit video will be out first thing Monday morning. 6 a.m. Monday morning. I'll have my first free hit draft. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you so much all for watching as well. Thank you to all of our mods. Thank you to all of our channel members. Thank you to all of you lot that have commented in the chat today. I really appreciate you. And have a happy Sunday. May your Sunday be filled with goals and assists and your Monday filled with fun too. 5 of you should, I've hit the button, so 5 of you should be allocated at any time soon. Oh, thanks, Cam. Legend, Cam. Thank you, mate. It was moving too fast to see who won, but well done. If you've won, you'll have a little emoji by your name. Guys, happy Sunday. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.